Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pop says back in my day, we had style, we had soul. Cali boy been laugh that you'll get to know. From vinyl spins to TikTok trends, two worlds collide but never end. Everything from X to Y, generations meet. Time flies by, yeah, time flies by. Pops and bears, they're the vibe. Yeah, laughing through the years, side by side. Yeah. Everything.
Welcome back to Everything from X to Y. I'm Bam. This is my pops. What's your name, bro?
Pops.
but
Welcome
yeah.
back, y'all.
So
Welcome back.
we're back to the sports segment. Don't mind the fact that we've had on the same thing, for whatever this is. Another episode, another segment. I don't know how you're gonna do it.
It's just a break. Yeah, it's just a break. Just a break
So
in
we're
between.
taking a little break, but we're back, and we already went through wide receivers, running backs, and now we're going to do the greatest quarterbacks of all time. My dad's top five, my top five. I mean, as you can see, we're both Niner fans, but we're not being biased. Well, at least he's not. He's going off stats. I'm just kind of winging it.
I do both. I rank them out in stats, but where they end up in that top, they don't necessarily stay in that rank.
Yeah,
like
true.
In my running backs, the person who was number 5, he was like 8th when it came out to the rankings. But
Yeah.
I do that to get a baseline
All right.
and to break tiebreakers.
My number 5 quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Okay?
Gotcha.
I don't care what you say. He's only been in the league for 7 years or 8 years. How long has he been in the league?
7 years.
So 7 years been in the league.
Yeah.
And he's been to how many Super Bowls?
He's been to 5 Super Bowls.
And he's won how many Super Bowls?
3.
3. Yeah. Like, you don't. Like, he could retire right now, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, so it don't matter how long he's a Hall of Famer already. Yeah. There's no question about it. So if you made Hall of Fame in 7 years, like, I mean, to be honest, could have been last year. You could say 6 years. You could say he did it in 6 years. He made Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Because like this, he didn't win the Super Bowl this past year. So if you just counted his career before that with 3 Super Bowls in 6 years, like. Winning 3 Super Bowls in 6 years, going to 5 in 6 years, like that's Hall of Fame territory right there. So that's why he's my number 5, because we all know that he's gonna go down. He could potentially go down as number 1. Potentially.
You just said 2 things. You said gonna and potentially.
That's what I said. That's why I changed it.
Gonna. No, you said he's gonna. He hasn't done it yet.
You're right.
And potentially.
Okay, that's
potentially.
What I'm saying.
So I just when we're talking, I didn't. This is not the best quarterback. This is top 5 NFL quarterbacks. I can't put him up there. He doesn't. I can't put him in there yet. He's too young.
What hasn't he done?
I think.
What does he need to do more for you to? I don't understand. So even if he had another 10 years in the league, what could he do more that is going to put him like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure you got a quarterback on there that only has 1 Super Bowl win versus a Patrick Mahomes who has 3 in 7 years, and you're telling me that guy is better than Patrick Mahomes in the top 5 list. And this is a Niner fan.
I need longevity. I need longevity. Because another reason why I need longevity with Patrick Mahomes is because in about 3 years, a lot of that physical ability he has is going to decline.
What does that do? He's still going to be a Hall of Famer. So what?
Because it's not just off. I'm telling you, that physical ability is still going to decline. It's still going to decline.
That's fine.
Is he going to be able to then? Okay, now I got to switch it up. I got to become better at this. I got to become better at that. What's he going to do when he doesn't have Andy Reid as his coach?
I mean,
we can't. I'm just saying. When we're talking about I'm not talking about who's the best quarterback. We're talking about top top 5 NFL
quarterbacks of all time,
which is their careers. It's a career. 7 years is not a career.
But your career is to win a what matters in your career is to win Super Bowls. And this man has done it at the highest level.
You're right.
Like he has more Super Bowl rings than a majority of the guys.
I'm not arguing that, Bam. I'm just arguing. Can I put him in a list of top 5 when he's only played 7 years yet? I can't.
That's crazy.
I can't yet.
And it's mind you.
Do I think he's the best quarterback in the league right now?
See, you can't. I get you. You can't. I see.
Well, because if you're going but basically how you're saying is you're saying as a talent, as even with his numbers, like he's a great quarterback. Do I think there's other quarterbacks that have just natural quarterback ability more? Yeah, maybe. But if I want to put together a team and I have a really and I'm able to put together a whole bunch of stars, I'll tell you, I'm probably going to take Patrick Mahomes, right? And he's young. And he's young. Yeah. But when I'm talking about NFL career, who's the top 5 in the NFL in history, like I just can't put a guy who's only done it for 7 years.
Who's your number 5? Who's your number 5?
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana's your number 5?
My number 5.
What the fuck? Who do you have? Johnny Unitas? Who the fuck is on your list? How do you have
I got Joe Montana as number 5? Because to me, like I said, once again, it's not just about the Super Bowls in the NFL. It's about more. To this day still think Steve Young is a better quarterback than Joe Montana. I still think Steve Young is a better quarterback as a pure quarterback. If you put Steve Young in the 80s.
Do you guys hear this?
I'm just telling you.
This man put Joe Montana at number 5
Steve Young is a better quarterback.
Oh my God. I'm going to let you go to number 4 because I got to hear number 4. This is crazy. Steve Young, your number 4?
No, Steve Young's not even our top 5. I think he would have done better than Joe Montana did with the same teams that he had.
Okay.
And Steve Young was Dallas Cowboys away. He basically played in 4 Super Bowls because the NFC Championship was Dallas and San Francisco.
I know.
He played in 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Nobody in the NFC was going to beat either of those guys.
The AFC.
He was just unlucky to have been quarterback of the 49ers when Dallas was who Dallas was.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So I
understand that.
I get that. I'm looking. Yeah.
But Joe Montana number 5. Who's your number 4? This is crazy.
Who's your number 5? You didn't tell me your number 5. Oh, you said Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes number 5.
Drew Brees is number 4.
Drew Brees number 4. That's good. I'll give you that. Yeah. I'll give you that. I mean, and
accuracy, yards,
one
touchdowns.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. The season quarterback. Drew Brees is probably if not the greatest in-season quarterback ever.
Yeah,
like for sure. He was dominant. Multiple 4,000 yard seasons, some 5,000 yard seasons. Yeah. The man is a beast.
Well, I mean, so I didn't rank. So I'm not. I can't rank guys just strictly off of Super Bowls, but I do rank him off of playoff wins. So
and that's another thing.
He does have playoff wins. Yeah.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a whole segment on Patrick Mahomes I'm gonna do for it at the end.
Okay.
Where
I'm like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And mind you, I can't stand Patrick Mahomes.
I want to put Patrick Mahomes there. I just can't because he's only done it for 7 years so far.
Yeah.
I can't put him on a top 5.
But that's the thing is that but you put Barry Sanders as number 1, he only did it for 10 years.
Because he's still ranked number 1.
So Patrick Mahomes rankings didn't match up.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's only done it for 7 years. You can't rank with Peyton Manning and Drew Brees and Tom Brady with those yards and everything in 7 years. You just can't do it.
Okay.
You'd have to throw 10,000 yards per season.
Okay.
You can't do it. But as a running back, you can. Yeah.
So my number 4 is. Yeah, see, I'm a little biased because they can switch around, but Troy Aikman, okay?
Oh my
Troy Aikman is my number 4.
He's on nobody's top 10 list. He's not even. Everybody knows he was not a great quarterback.
Okay,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Hey,
he was like the 7th best player on his team.
Okay. Honestly, to be real, I wanted to put like Kurt Warner there. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about Kurt Warner and because for me, I knew what your list was gonna be, and so somewhat obviously, I know you're gonna put Joe Montana number 5. Fucking insane, but okay, like I got you. But I mean, honestly, he was he led the Cowboys to those Super Bowls in the 90s, and the quarterback is an integral part of that. So I mean, you could say he's not good, but when it mattered, he won the games that mattered, and so that's more than you could say for the last 2 Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks who were really good in season. You could probably say that Tony Romo's a better quarterback than Troy Aikman, but Troy Aikman won the games, and that's what matters to me. He won the games that mattered. And if you can do that, and as a quarterback, that's the thing is that because the quarterback is probably the most important piece on a team making a Super Bowl. So I'm like, and we can attest to that because literally our quarterback issues is probably why we don't have more Super Bowls than we have now.
100%.
So
100%.
that's why I have to give it to Troy Aikman because that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I put him in there at my number 4.
Yeah. When you have the organization and all the players that he had around him, yeah.
Well, that's the same thing we said about Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith had all them players around him.
But once you give him the ball, anyway.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. He had
Troy Aikman.
I get you.
He dude.
Okay. No, I got you.
And I just want to go back on Joe Montana real quick. How many yards you think Joe Montana had
in his career?
In his career. He played for 15 seasons. How many yards you think he had? I'll give you a baseline. Tom Brady had 89,000. Peyton Manning had 71,000. Brett Favre 71,000. Drew Brees 80,000. Aaron Rodgers 59,000. Dan Marino 61,000. John Elway 51,000. Brett Favre 71,000. How many you think Joe Montana had?
60,000.
40,500.
Damn. That's crazy.
40,500.
Sheesh.
And 51. Okay, hold on. How many touchdowns you think he had? I'll give you another baseline.
Okay.
Tom Brady 649. Peyton Manning 539. Aaron Rodgers 475. Drew Brees 571. Brett Favre 508. John Elway 300. Dan Marino 420. Johnny Unitas 290. How many do you think Joe Montana had?
Touchdowns thrown?
Touchdowns thrown.
273.
273.
Shit. Hey, to be totally honest, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be really real with you right here. Like that kind of says a lot. That says a lot. That
says a lot about everything else that was around him to go along with and his organization.
Yes, and which I understand. I get
don't
that.
Get me wrong. I love Joe Montana's career. I'm not downing Joe Montana. I'm just saying we're putting him in the top 5. You always talk about eye test. You're not going off of eye test.
With Joe Montana?
Because you didn't see him play. You're going off he won 4 Super Bowls. That's what you're going off of.
Because that's what fucking matters. Okay? The reason why Jordan is the GOAT because he won 3 and then 3 more back to back.
Yeah.
So it's the way you do it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing for greatest to me. It's not about what you do, it's about the way you do it.
Yeah.
The reason why Jordan is considered the greatest to me is because of the way he did it. He proved his dominance, like I talk about dominance, when you win 3 in a row, leave the league for a year, come back and win another 3. Like literally, I can win this whenever I feel like it kind of vibe. You won 2 3-peats. It's crazy to me. So that's why he's considered the greatest.
Yeah.
I feel like LeBron could win freaking 2 more championships and have tied with Jordan, but the way he did it won't be looked at as the way that Jordan did it. Or Muhammad Ali, for example.
Yeah.
He literally won his belts, went to prison, lost all his belts, came back out of prison, got his belts back. That's why he's the greatest of all time. It's the way you do it. So,
greatest heavyweight of all time.
Well, yeah, there we go. Greatest heavy. I mean, people still call me greatest of all time in general. But just in general, greatest boxer. That's what people say.
Mayweather's the greatest boxer.
I'll give you that. A lot of people won't agree, but I agree with you.
Ever.
I will agree with you on that 100%. But yeah, so. Okay, I can understand that, but yeah.
So that's why I just can't be a
Tom Montana. Okay, so and who was your number 4?
4 was Drew Brees.
Okay, Drew Brees. Okay, so now it's me at number 3, right? Okay, so me at number 3, I got Steve Young. Okay, I'm putting Steve at my number 3. Okay. I don't care. Steve has 1. Steve has 1, right?
Super Bowl.
He got his 1. That 1 he was waiting to get and finally pulled it off and got it. For me, I love Steve because of his out of the pocket ability, and he was a lefty. He was a lefty, and he was out of the pocket. He could do a lot. And as a Niner fan, we never really had a scrambling quarterback like that, and so to see somebody like him, out, it was nice. Very tough. He never gave up. I love Steve.
I agree with you. I love Steve. I like him. I as a quarterback, I like him. Now, do I herald John Montana because he won us 4 Super Bowls and I'm a 49er fan? Yeah. Yeah, great. But Steve Young, out of the 10 quarterbacks that I ranked, 10th in yards, 10th in touchdowns, played the same amount of seasons as Joe Montana. Less yards, less touchdowns, less interceptions. 10th in wins.
Yeah. yeah, I got you.
He didn't lose a lot.
Honestly, that decision.
He did ride the bench. Now, we say 15 seasons. He did ride the bench for how many years under Joe Montana?
Yeah.
And
that
had a couple
decision,
seasons where he didn't
to
play.
be honest, for me, that decision, it was Niner bias. It was my Niner bias. That's probably the only pick I made that was Niner bias in these lists.
There's nobody that's putting Steve Young in their top 5.
Of course there's not.
There's people aren't putting Steve Young in their top 10.
I know what you're saying. But that's why I did it. I'm putting Steve in there, So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just me. All right, so who's your number 3?
Aaron Rodgers.
Good one.
Aaron Rodgers is my number 3.
Good one. I thought about that too.
He doesn't quite have some of the yards and the touchdowns of some, my number 1 and number 2, and even my number 4. But just a couple of things that took me over the top for him was wins, playoff wins, and then interceptions. He was and it's crazy when you think about it, because you think of Aaron Rodgers taking over for Brett Favre, and you kind of think of Aaron Rodgers as a gunslinger. I mean, he's going to throw you 5 touchdowns, but he's going to throw you 2 or 3 interceptions in that same game. That's how you kind of think of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at Drew Brees as the most accurate quarterback. When it comes to accuracy. Just a little side note on Drew Brees. I saw there was one of these sports science shows.
Oh yeah.
And they
I love this
tested Drew Brees against Olympic archers.
How
accuracy, and from they compared the distance. His distance was longer than their distance with the arrows. He was more accurate than an archer, throwing the ball at a target from 20 yards further away than an archer. Of course, no linebackers are running down on you. You're not scrambling, but just as accuracy as an arm.
Yeah, that's
accurate.
Crazy. Yeah, that's
whatever you want to throw that ball at. He was hitting it. But anyway, I digress.
No, honestly, I was thinking about putting Drew Brees in that Steve Young spot right there. I was really gonna put Drew Brees in there, but I mean, like I said, it was Niner bias. That's all I was doing. And also, if I would have went and looked at stats like you, our list probably would have been almost the same. But I was like, nah.
I mean, I definitely move people around. There's someone who was number 7, and they moved up higher than where they were in the rankings.
I'm just gonna pick from my heart.
But exactly. So
that's what I'm doing.
In interceptions. Yeah. So out of the 10 quarterbacks that I ranked, he was number 1 as far as least amount of interceptions, which surprised the hell out of me.
That's really good.
And Steve Young was number 2.
Yeah.
So they took care of the football.
No, they did. That's really good.
Football,
Okay.
And Aaron Rodgers did in 20 seasons.
Yeah, that's really good. Aaron Rodgers, it's good.
Tom Brady has played 4 seasons longer, and he has more than 100. He had double the amount of interceptions.
Of course he did.
In only 4 more seasons, double the amount of interceptions.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers definitely knew how to control the ball, but if it wasn't for them Niners just whooping his ass in the playoffs all the time, he might have did a lot better. He might have fared a lot better if it wasn't probably run up against the Niners every time. Yeah. But we did. It was the same thing with Brett Favre. Green Bay. We've had Green Bay's number in the playoffs for quite a while.
Yeah, they'll kill us in the regular season.
They will, but playoffs. We got their number. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
who's your number 3?
We already did my number 3. My number 3 was Steve Young.
Oh, that's right.
So my number 2. I'm gonna make people mad. My number 2 is Tom Brady. Tom Brady's my number 2. Okay.
I think I know who your number 1 is based on that,
but I'm interested
to see.
Of course you do. You know who my number 1 is. You know who the number 1 is. Okay.
I don't know. You got Steve Young and Joe Montana in the top 5.
Yep.
So I don't know.
So yes, Joe Montana wasn't in mine yet. You know what I'm saying? Joe Montana wasn't in that. I didn't say Joe Montana. You said Joe Montana.
Oh, okay.
I haven't said it yet. You know what I'm saying? So Tom Brady is my number 2. We all know why. Everybody's going to have him in the number 1. Oh, the man got 7 rings. And, it's great. That's great. The man also had coaches talking to him in his ear and all this other nonsense. There's just so much more.
It's funny how for certain players you pick certain things to say that's the reason why they were good, but you won't do that for other players. You say they were good because it's because you're saying that Tom Brady, his coaches, organization, but you're saying that Patrick Mahomes doesn't have that?
Well, no, he does. Patrick Mahomes does have. But Patrick Mahomes is my number 5. That's why he's my number 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Patrick Mahomes was doing what he was doing, what he's doing right now, you know, without those things, he'd probably be even higher. But that's why he's my number 5. You're right. So I am kind of like, you know, like the newer players kind of, you know, it's a little easier for him, especially quarterbacking. You know, when you have you can literally change the offensive coordinator change the play right in your ear at the drop of a hat. You know, just here you go, boom, I'm seeing this. There you go, do this.
That's been around since the 90s.
But it wasn't.
That's been around since the 90s.
Who's your number 2? Well, let's go. Who's your number 2? Who's your number 2? Let's do that. Who's your number 2? When we get to number 1, I'll explain.
First of all, because if I think who's at your number 1, any top 5 list that doesn't have Peyton Manning in it is not a top 5 list.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Peyton Manning is great.
How are you not gonna have Peyton Manning and you have Steve Young?
That's your number 2?
Yeah, Peyton Manning is my number 2. So we know who my number 1 is.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So we know who your number 1 is. Your number 1 is Tom Brady.
Yeah, the number 1 is Tom Brady.
Understandable, and I get that. My number 1 is Joe Montana. Okay? Yeah. Joe Montana. The man did it.
He is my favorite quarterback as far as 49er quarterbacks because he won me Super Bowls.
The man was out here gunslinging with no coaches in his ear, okay? He didn't have he changed plays himself.
You can't be a gunslinger throwing 40,000 yards. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? You're a gunslinger throwing 40,000 yards and 273 touchdowns. Unless my numbers are wrong. I was surprised when I saw this. Unless my numbers are wrong. You know, I looked online. I'm pretty sure I got my numbers in correctly. He's not a gunslinger.
Super Bowls, okay, with no earpiece in his helmet. You know, he won 4 of them. 4.
Yeah.
4. You know, 4.
Yeah.
So
with my heart, yeah. You want to put? You know, I put Steve Young 2 and Joe Montana number 1. You know, they won a 6 Super Bowls. They won us 5 Super Bowls combined. You know, but yeah, come on. We're talking.
You're right.
Sports, like
Peyton Manning should have been. Peyton Manning should have been in that spot, but I wanted to cause some controversy, so I'm causing controversy. Okay, like this is.
So you do agree that Peyton Manning should be in the number 2 slot?
No, he should. He should be in the number 3 spot. He should be in my number 3. So if I would take out Steve Young and put Peyton Manning in there. If I would do that, but I'm still having Joe Montana and Tom Brady.
number 2 or number 1 and Tom Brady is number 2.
Yes, I'm still doing that. Like that's still going to be, you know, like yes, because we even had that conversation. I don't care about like you threw for this many yards and all. That's great. How many Super Bowls does he have? Yeah. Because in football, that matters. Like for me, I feel like with your legacy, Super Bowls matter in football more than an NBA championship matters in basketball.
Then why is Tom Brady not your number 1?
Because
you're a 49er fan?
Well, yeah, that. And
it has to be. Because if you weren't a 49er fan, Tom Brady would be your number 1.
And
don't get me wrong, I'm not like saying I'm a great Tom Brady. No, I respect him. I respect him like I respect LeBron.
Yeah.
I look at them very similar. I respect them like.
And like I said, there's not, like, for example, like I said, Joe Montana had to go out there and really read defenses alone. Alone. He's reading this defense and being like, no, we doing this. Change this. Boom. Now we about to go. And he won 4 Super Bowls doing that. Yeah. So for me, that's what I'm talking about, because that was just pure football talent. There's not a whole team that's making you who you are. Like that's why sure.
But that's also during the same era or very close to the same era because he did it in the 80s.
Yes.
Before you were born.
Yes.
Yes. I think he might have had one since you were born. 89. I think was you were born in 88.
Yes.
But. So for other positions, you say I can't put them in there because the level of talent they were playing against back then is not up to snuff with what they're playing against now. I said anything from the 80s on. I said because we're talking about like Walter Payton, and he played like the 70s, right? When Walter Payton played into the 80s as well, but he was I'm going to be honest with you, Walter Payton, I'm not 100% sure. We can look that up.
Yeah. But, I'm going to check that right now, real quick. Hold on, real quick. Let's see, Walter Payton. Yes. Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
What did he play?
Hold on. He played from 75 to 87.
Okay. So
he was 70s and somewhat 80s in there. Okay, so he was in there in the 80s a little bit.
So, that's why you got to do a little research. That's why you got to do a little research before you come on the show.
No, when I said that, though, it wasn't about Walter Payton. It was about Jim Brown. That's who I was saying that about.
Well, no, you said about Walter Payton as well.
Yeah, well, to a degree. Because he was still in that 70s era with some of those yards and stuff. And then Jim Brown was definitely the 70s, right? 67. Like, so, that's what I'm talking about. It was the same thing with, like I said, with basketball. You go back to, when freaking we were the Minneapolis Lakers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not putting none of them players in the top nothing. Like, you know, just because. Like, you know, so yeah. But yeah, all right.
That's it. Tom Brady's number one.
Yeah, whatever. Joe Montana.
Your list was crazy as hell.
It was crazy as hell. But I get it. It was crazy as fuck.
All right, fam. So that's gonna wrap us up. That's gonna wrap us up on running backs, wide receivers, and quarterbacks. We're looking forward to NFL season. We do know that the 49ers are gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so. But get back with us on everything from X to Y. We out of here.
Peace out, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Pop says back in my day, we had style, we had soul. Cali boy been laugh of that. You'll get to know. From vinyl spins to TikTok trends to worlds collide but never end. Everything from